it's the advice that I give you guys now as an old 40-year-old, right? Which is like, I wish I was a little bit more patient, because I was so hungry to prove to the world that I was a winner, because I was such a loser in school that I just worked every minute. I didn't, go to an extra keg party. I didn't, spend an extra, go away on the weekend and just do something different. Like, I punted everything. It just went completely and utterly into, I'm gonna build businesses, this is who I am. And so, maybe I would have gone on ski trips so I can be good at skiing now and into it. Maybe I would have rounded out some stuff. But the truth is, in a weird way, in the same way that I just talked to you about the last question, I don't know, it's all so good. I probably, if I could speak to my high school self, is that the way it's?
Yeah, I think that'd be.
If my high school self was sitting here, I'd be like, hey man, good news. It's gonna go well. It wasn't even better. I liked it then too. I was antsy and I wanted to f everyone, and I'm still a little bit like that. But I was super happy. I wasn't some outcast. My teachers and my friends' parents thought I was a loser, but all my friends loved me. So let's call it what it is. When you're 15, you don't give a shit about teachers and parents. You want your homies to think you're cool. So I was super happy. It was just that I had a chip on my shoulder because I'm I'm gonna be all-time great. I really believe this. I really believe it's the same way that Harrison Ford about his acting, or LeBron about his basketball, or some music, Whitney Houston about her singing. I really think young Whitney Houston in 5th grade is sitting there and saying, because she's killing it at church, she's saying, nobody knows how great I'm really gonna be. I literally felt that. I'm I can't wait for them to all really know. So there was a little bit of I can't wait to have my coming out party. I was antsy for the coming out party. But I'd probably say hey man, it's all gonna work out great, and just do everything you think you wanna do. Just follow your instincts, it's gonna be good.
Have you gone to any high school reunions?
No, I haven't gone to high school reunions, but I've talked to a lot of people on Facebook and different places in my high school, and it's interesting. I wasn't outwardly running through the halls and telling everybody that I was gonna be, I think the one thing that's felt really nice is a lot of people have sent me emails it's so nice to see you doing well. You were really nice in high school. That makes me feel nice. The thing that I think a lot of people are starting to realize on Garyvee, that I'm just a nice guy too, because I'm actually quite competitive and confrontational on Ask Garyvee, on stage. Most of the stuff people have consumed from me on Wine Library TV, I'm panning stuff, ironically is me in my competitive zone. When I'm not in business or on basketball court, I'm actually kind of completely the other way. And I think that that was nice. That's been I don't remember being, I forget that people are just mean in high school. And I was so self-confident that I never got dragged down to do that.
What should you look for in your first job?
To try to be as close to a human being that does the thing that is your dream. Meaning, I think more kids should take way more humble jobs. I think admin life is the most underrated thing. This is one thing I think Hollywood got right. If you look at Hollywood, this whole mailroom assistant thing to the agent, I can tell you from my organization, I didn't even realize I was doing it. And then I was wait a minute. Because then when I started learning about Hollywood, I'm I thought I was doing something smart. I'm my admins are gonna become my future CEOs. Yeah. Then I got to Hollywood world when I started getting popular with my content and met some of those people. I'm wait a minute, William Morris has been doing this for 100, I'm no innovator. You see it in Hollywood, you see it less in other industries. For example, AJ, my brother, who's 11 years younger, we were right there, and AJ's oh my God, he got an internship at Dig. In hindsight, I wish he was Kevin Rose's admin.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Right. So my number one piece of advice is you're 21, live more as humble as you can, not on your parents' dollar, because that goes back to what we talked about. So live with 4 roommates, but be the admin, the assistant, the intern to the intern of the person you want, of Chris Dixon. You want to be an all-time great VC? Chris Dixon's admin's intern, even though you went to Penn. Because if you can see their actions, why are so many of my former admins, my partners in business, the president of BeFriends, former intern, the partners in Empathy, both interns. Why? Because they learn most by watching me do weird things.
That's true.
Right, so if you wanna be Anna Wintour, if you wanna be LeBron James, Maverick Carter. If you want to be whoever you think is the coolest, right?
Yeah.
Sarah Blake, whoever you want to be, figure out at all costs from 18 to 25, when I think it's very easy to do what I'm saying, though a lot of people will think it's hard because they don't have the humility.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really mean it when they say they want something. They want it easy. They don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can be the intern or admin for the person that you most want to be like, even if that person disappoints you, one of the things I'm most proud of is I think I surprise people in the positive. When they get here, if they're now that people know who I am, and because of that, I actually get a lot of emails like, hey Gary, my friend works in your company and she says you're the sweetest. I have a different situation here. I've always looked up to X. I work here. He or she's a piece of crap. I'm really shook. What do I do? So, and I'm going to say this, even if that person, so that's why I'm bringing this up. Even if that person disappoints you, you'll be able to watch what you don't like and what you do like that they do, but you're going to learn so much when you're closest to the sun. So, Chris Brickley, a great NBA basketball shooting coach.
Fantastic on Instagram and just amazing.
I love him. If you're right now 19 and you're like, I don't want to be a doctor, back to Asian, Eastern European, I don't want to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. I want to be a basketball trading. Well then, DM Chris Brickley 25 times, nicely, don't be a spam bot. Try your way different ways because you got to ask more than once if you want to get to the sun. And ask to be the intern. But too many people lack the humility. They're like, I'm going to go to Goldman Sachs and I'm going to be like, if you want, what's my advice? Or they're not that foofy and they'll go make 65K at any corporation instead of making 29K being right there next to the person they want to be. And let me tell you about these people, and you've seen this a lot. You know this.
We get a lot of people reaching out to us all the time, and some of them are amazing, these young kids. And but if anybody watching,
we've ended up working with a few of them too. It's amazing. Yeah.
So, and there's super fancier people than us three, and you know the stories of them.
Yes.
Taking a random intern or an assistant and what happened and what that meant. I am proud that I know that I'm helping so many people with my trash talk show who we're talking fancy talk on this talk. Forget about the people that DM me about high net worth, Yale, doctor, lawyer. What about the people that email me who are $17,000 in debt, barely making ends meet, and garage sailing, and the extra $200 and $600 a week they're making flipping stuff that they buy at yard sales and Goodwill has changed their family. The fact that I'm waking up still on a Saturday after a long week of work and family that I want to spend as much time as I can given my ambitions and work-life balance schedule, I'm waking up at 5:45 in the morning to be able to hit the garage sales early, film it and show them it's real and it can happen. But it's also selfish. To this day, with everything I've got, the thrill of pulling up to a garage sale, not knowing what I'm about to find, that's what the Jets are for me. The Jets is a fun game to see if I can pull it off.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
As far as a life well lived, well, I already know that. I have fantasized about the turnout to my funeral since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
I have said to myself, the ultimate indication of a man's or woman's life is how many people decide to come to their funeral.
Yeah.
And I know that for all the accolades, all the public persona, that nobody knows shit except for my admins of who the hell I really am. And I know that my grandkids are gonna cry like little babies when they see who shows up to my funeral, because it's not gonna be just because I was cool or I won all the diehard Jet fans a Super Bowl. They're gonna meet people at that funeral who are gonna say, your grandfather gave my grandmother $6,000 when he didn't even know who the fuck she was because she sent him a GoFundMe link because her house burnt down. Or your grandfather talked to my friend when he was genuinely on the verge of doing some very difficult things and pulled him out. Like, I know who I am. Yeah. I'm also aware that I confuse people. That I enjoy, but I know exactly who I am. And so the answer is I'll never know, because the only thing I'm playing for is that. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see it.